Good evening and welcome to the second annual Chamber Excellence Awards. I am Jamie Keyser-Thomas, CEO of the Burbank Chamber of Commerce. And this event was created to celebrate our amazing small businesses and heroes of Burbank who go above and beyond to support our community. Tonight, we are celebrating 5 inspiring honorees. Our Small Business of the Year, Talleyrand. Emerging Small Business of the Year, Media City Design. Heroes of Burbank, the legendary Road Kings. Chamber Ambassador of the Year, Nathaniel Beaver. And a special Heart of the City recognition for the amazing Ross Benson. We are also celebrating the 100th year anniversaries for both the Walt Disney Company and Warner Brothers Discovery with a Centennial Legacy Tribute. You will hear more about each of these inspiring honorees in a moment. And I would like to recognize some special guests and ask that you wave your hand to be recognized. Please hold your applause until the end. We have Senator Anthony Portantino, Assemblymember Laura Friedman, Assemblymember Chris Holden was here, but he had to leave. We have Mayor Constantine Anthony, Vice Mayor Nick Schultz, City Council members Zazette Mullins, Nikki Perez, and Tamala Takahashi. Representatives from Supervisor Catherine Barger's office, City Manager Justin Hess, City Treasurer Crystal Palmer, Superintendent of Burbank Unified School District Matt Hill, and the Burbank City leaders, including Police Chief Mike Albanese, who graciously donates his beautifully handcrafted SWAT dog boards to so many fundraisers, including the Chamber. A big thank you to tonight's generous sponsors, the dedicated Chamber Board of Directors, my hardworking Chamber team, Chamber ambassadors, and the Disney volunteers. And how about tonight's delicious food and beverage vendors, all who are members of the Chamber. We are here tonight at the beautiful Ron E. Davis Eco Campus Courtyard, compliments of Burbank Water and Power. Let's give everyone a big round of applause. And now, I would like to set the stage for our incredible host. This man is a Southern California broadcasting icon. He is well known for his sense of humor and extensive knowledge of the weather. I mean, come on. Look around us tonight. Thank you, Fritz, for the fabulous weather. He received an honorary doctorate from Woodbury University for his extensive public work in public service and supporting the community. He has won multiple humanitarian awards. He is a Navy veteran, moved to Los Angeles in 1980, and worked as a stand-up comic at different clubs throughout California. He also made a number of appearances on The Tonight Show right here in Burbank. Making people laugh is one of his many gifts. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Fritz Coleman.
Thank you for taking such good care of me, Jamie. Thank you. And over 70% of what she said is true. I appreciate it. How are you, everybody? I'm so happy to be here. I'm seeing people, honestly, that I haven't seen in 15, 20 years. I've been retired for a couple of years, and I retired because of climate change. Suddenly, everybody's starting to take weather very seriously, and I was hired from the Comedy Store. I am in no position to be really serious about the weather. You have to understand something. For 40 years, I was basically Vanna White with maps. smooth gestures and a pleasant smile. That doesn't work with climate change. But I'm so happy to be here. I know many of the honorees tonight personally, and it's fun to support the small and medium-sized iconic businesses in Southern California. This has been a rough couple of years that we've been through, and it's fun to know that the light at the end of the tunnel is now in full view. It really is amazing. You know, up until about 2 years ago, when all the variants and the subvariants showed up, we thought COVID had left California, probably because of the cost of living. But then along comes the Delta variant, and I thought, oh my God, I don't know what that is, but it sounds awful. The Delta variant. Why don't they just call it Soylent Green and get it over with? But that wasn't enough. Then we had to have Jason Bourne and the Omicron variant. So contagious, you can get it just by gazing into Dr. Fauci's eyes. Anyway, we are delighted that you're here tonight. It's so much fun to be out with living, breathing human beings, isn't it? To socialize. It's easy to forget how important having neighbors and friends and folks to mix with is in our mental health. So we're so glad you're here. It's a gorgeous night. Please don't ask me the weather. I relinquish my license. If you have a question, look on your phone. That's what I do. Anyway, let's get to the first award. I'm going to introduce the various presenters. The presenters will come up. We'll check 2 forms of identification. They will read the introduction to these many wonderful recipients and will be off to the races. They will receive their 14-pound lucite plaque, and everybody goes home uninjured, we hope. The first award tonight will be presented by Kevin McCarney. It's the Small Business of the Year Award. Kevin, come on up. Is there a Kevin McCarthy? If it's Kevin McCarthy, we would choose you to stay in the car. Don't come up here. Oh, here we go.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Fritz. Thank you. What a pleasure to see you here live. It's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you all for being here tonight. I know most of you. I think that you know all the honorees. I'm presenting the award for small business to Talleyrand, which is a restaurant. Small business is a big part of this city. Restaurants are a big part of this city. All the restaurants are. And I think that to just take a note here, the word restaurant actually comes from Paris, because in 1765, a man named Boulanger could not get into any of the food unions that the big chefs living in big mansions had created. The Bakers Union, the Butcher Union, the Chocolate Union. Couldn't get into any of those, so he started his own little shop, put a couple tables inside, and he sold stews and soups. And he put a sign in his window. Come in, you weary travelers, you hungry travelers, and my food will restore you. Restaurar is the French word to restore, and that is where restaurant comes from, a place to be restored. Nobody, I think, can match what Talleyrand has done for the last 64 years. 64 years. Al and Dolores, Karen's parents, opened this restaurant with their life savings in 1959, and then Karen and her brother Mark took it over. Mark does the food, Karen does everything else. And I have to tell you, having been a customer there, a guest there really, because you're not customers, you're guests, because they treat you as a friend. The minute you walk in the door, they see the smile and they treat you as a friend. And I think that to understand Talleyrand, I can't summarize it in 5 minutes or 7 minutes. And I'm not going to go longer than that, but I can only tell you, go on their website, take a look at the beautiful video that Huell Hauser did. And I'm just going to go over a couple keynotes, a couple things here that I think would be important to understand about the restaurant. Karen and her husband, Brett, met at the restaurant. Of course, if you're in the restaurant business, you're only going to meet somebody if they're at the restaurant, because that's where you're at. You're not going anywhere else. But she was there as a waitress, and somebody said, hey, Karen, you're not married yet. And she says, no, I'm waiting for Mr. Wright. The booth next to her, the man says, hey, here's my card. My son needs to meet you again. And because they hadn't met earlier, these two people. His name was Wright. It was lift right doors. So gives that car. He comes in. Karen and him start talking a little bit, and finally Karen asked him out. Right? She asked him out, and that's how they got together. Mark and Sue, Mark the chef and Sue the hostess there for so many years, they were a teenage romance that has lasted 30 plus years. So it is an amazing restaurant because there's so many Talleyrand moments like that, Talleyrand stories. You can't go into Talleyrand and not get a smile. They smile, they look you in the eye. They become your friend when you walk in the door. And I think that Thanksgiving is one of the best representations of how Talleyrand takes care of the community. Karen has not been home for Thanksgiving in 30 years because she is at Talleyrand making over 1,200 meals for people that otherwise would not have gotten a quality turkey dinner, which my wife and I have enjoyed the last couple of years, by the way. When you are there, if you're in line, you go through the process, you realize the service that's being provided there. There are so many people that couldn't make this meal at their house. They may live alone, but they couldn't do that. And I think that for me, that's one of the things when you look at a restaurant and what they do, look at what they give back to the community. Aside from the numerous charities that they give back to, they look at every single customer and do whatever that customer needs. Talleyrand is a village. It's like a village. Because when you come in there, you're treated like somebody from the village and the family. I call it the circle of life celebrations. When somebody has a baby is born, they'll go there and they'll celebrate. When there's birthdays, they'll go there and they'll celebrate. When there's graduation, a lot of graduations, they celebrate at Talleyrand. I think tomorrow's another big day there. Something's happening tomorrow. And there's the anniversaries all the way to memorials. It is a circle of life restaurant. And it's been there for 64 years providing this service to this community. And it's really, it's town hall. If you want to know what's going on in Burbank, go to Talleyrand, sit there and listen for a little bit. You'll find out what's going on in Burbank because everybody goes there and everybody talks. It's really good. Karen's going to come up here and speak, and I don't want to take any of her stuff, but I have so much respect for Karen and her team. I'm not going to name you guys because Karen's going to. But I feel so at home when I'm there, and I think so many other people do. Even though you can get a big turkey dinner and a bunch of people on an anniversary, you can be a single person. You can be living alone and go in there and sit at the counter and feel like you're part of something, because that's what Talleyrand does. It makes you a part of who they are. For all the celebrations that you've given us, Karen, for all the time you've given us, thank you for allowing us to celebrate you. So please come up and receive this award. Thank you.
Thank you all so very much. I will try and get through my words without tears in my eyes, but we will see how we go. Thank you, Kevin. We go way back together. He is the founder of Poquito Mas, as many of you know. We were buddies during the pandemic when we had so many changes come upon us in the restaurant industry. It was he and Raul Porto and Betty Porto, and we would just call and say, what are we going to do next? And it was just kind of a crazy time. He and his wife, Nina, and his daughters, Grace and Caitlin. The girls have grown up at Talleyrand, big part of our family. If you dine at Talleyrand, you'll see that our dinner menu cover was drawn by Caitlin. And it's just a great personal touch to us. Thank you to the Chamber of Commerce, Jamie Kieser and staff. Jamie has come alongside me, and I so appreciate her and the Chamber's support and advocacy. She and her team walked with us during the pandemic with a mission to help Burbank restaurants. As you know, the restaurant industry was just decimated during this crazy couple years. They created Chow Down Burbank to boost dining out in the height of the COVID crisis, and it was a huge success. And a lot of people probably here were involved in that, so I just want to thank you very much. It was a huge benefit to all of us. Thank you to Fritz Coleman. Fritz, where are you? He is just a fabulous supporter of so many organizations and businesses in this city. He has been such a friend to Talleyrand. He helped us celebrate our 50th and 60th anniversaries. But the biggest surprise of all was Hugh Hauser did a show on us in his wonderful show Visiting. And I learned after Hugh's passing that the little birdie that spoke to him was Fritz Coleman. And so that was just a game changer for us. A little history about Talleyrand. Mark and I came from a long line of restaurateurs. Both of my grandparents on both sides had restaurants in the Midwest. But my grandpa on my dad's side opened a restaurant called the Pullman Cafe on San Fernando Road. If there's any oldies in Burbank here, you may remember that restaurant. My dad then partnered with Frank Kunilis over at on Olive Avenue. They opened up Al Frank's, which is now Frank's today. In 1959, my parents opened Talleyrand with $5,000 in their bank account. They had a dream, and as they say, the rest is history. Talleyrand has always been in my life. I was raised into the biz and became a busgirl at 14, and I was so thrilled that that was my moment to kind of finally have a time card and clock in. I worked through high school alongside many friends from Village Christian, then went off to college and did my own thing. Until one day, my brother Mark called me and said our parents had an offer to sell the restaurant, and if I wanted into the family biz, this was my chance. And that was 34 years ago. We both cherish the fact that we've worked side by side with our parents. Mark and I have been co-owners since 2004, and I'm forever thankful to him. Not many siblings could work side by side in a restaurant day to day, but it worked. We both have our departments. We don't get in each other's way, and it works out really well, and I'm very grateful to him. We've worked diligent through all those years to stay current and consistent and serve the community of Burbank, which is homemade comfort foods that we all desire in a warm and just a friendly place to gather. What makes Talleyrand so special, though, is our crew. We have 58 current employees, and we have shared a lot of life together. Marriages, raising our children together, and supporting each other through the tough times, too. Many of our crew, many of them, have been with us more than 20 years. Tonight, a few of them are here with us. Benji Garcia has been with us 45 years. Marissa Sanders, 32 years. Sharon Landon, 30 years. Francisco Martinez, 30 years. And 3 of his 5 boys work at Talleyrand today and are finishing up their college at Northridge, and they're going to graduate later this month. And Jackie Woodward, who came in for a temporary position 10 years ago. I'm so proud that we have such a low turnover rate. The restaurant industry is known for major turnover all the time, and we have a very low turnover. So I'm very thankful to them, thankful to our crew, a lot of them are working tonight and not here, but I'm very thankful to them. These incredible people really helped us through the pandemic. We pivoted so many times, I lost count of it all. Those 2.5 years were the most daunting of my 34 years there. Through it all, though, they stood by us and were there every step of the way. Talleyrand is still thriving after 64 years from the enormous support of the community of Burbank. Many of you come in. We're so thankful and so just full of gratitude for your support. Families we've known for years, playing in our annual golf tournaments that we've hosted. Generations of kids growing up and coming to Talleyrand that now bring their kids to Talleyrand. We love to support the local schools, the Boys and Girls Club, the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, Providence St. Joe's, all of these organizations that are just key to our city, and they are the thread that really bind us together. So really from my heart, I'm just so grateful for every single person here that's being represented and live here or work here. We're just so thankful for you. My family, they complete me and I love them dearly. Our kids have grown up in a very strange Thanksgiving environment, and I struggled with it for many, many years. Those that know me well know that it just has never been easy. But now that we all work together, it's a very unusual tradition, but one in which it's a great thing to savor the moment of serving. Hundreds of people line up and want to spend their day at Thanksgiving at Talleyrand. During the pandemic, we had a 3.5-hour wait around our building the first year, and I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't been there myself. So it's unusual, it works, so thank you guys so much. I love you dearly. Let me just close by saying thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm so honored that we are here to receive this award from the Chamber of Commerce. Jamie and her team have partnered with me on many issues and have been a constant support to us. I love Burbank and the incredible people that work here and live here, and the city is so special. And we just look forward to serving you comfort food for many, many years to come. Thank you so much.
I love me some Karen Ross. And for a small donation to me, she said, please mention 3 words. Open-faced turkey sandwich with extra cranberry sauce. The thing about your business which makes it so special is, especially in the last couple of years, it seems like we're losing the continuity of our lives. People are at one another's throats, but little things that represent that our lives continue and the continuity of our lives is places like the Talleyrand. They're like these little oracles in the middle of our town, and we love you so much. You can go in there on a Thursday morning at 8:15 and see a grip from IATSE 36 that's 114 years old, sitting at the counter, barely conscious, having toast, but he's doing it since before there was electricity. And because he loves Karen Ross, nobody deserves this more than you do. Wait, now we got to get a picture. Come over. Kevin, come over here. And Poquito Mas, you can't do better than Poquito Mas. David Laurel's here from TMZ tonight, taking a couple of pictures. Okay. Way to go, Karen. I'll be right with you. Okay, here we go. Our next award is going to be the Emergent Small Business of the Year. And the presenter of this award is Albert Hernandez. Albert?
Good evening, chamber members, dignitaries, and guests. How are you all doing? Before I start with my presentation, I'd like to just give a great shout out to the chamber CEO, Jamie Keyser-Thomas, who's done. She is just phenomenal at what she's done with this chamber, and I'm so proud of her. As you heard, my name is Albert Hernandez. I'm here as a proud Chamber of Commerce board member. But more importantly, I'm fortunate enough to be here as Romik Hacobian's #1 bro and his #1 friend and supporter. Tonight, I have the honor of presenting the Emerging Small Business of the Year Award to Media City Design and Consulting. Media City Design has been in existence for a few years now, but the owner, Romik Hacobian, has over 15 years of experience in marketing and designing. When working alongside Media City Design, you would think that this company has been in existence for generations because of their stellar work, community involvement, and how well known the company is in our region. In just a few years, Media City Design has become the go-to organization. If you're in need of a marketing plan, or in need of a website redesign, Media City Design is one of the top entities in our region that is sought after. If you look at the portfolio of partners that this company has collaborated, it's the who's who of the region. The Burbank Armenian Association, the Burbank Chamber of Commerce, Woodbury University School of Business, Leadership Burbank, and so many more. In addition to the amazing work that Media City Design has done for these agencies, recently Romik created a marketing package for the airport that was incorporated into a presentation that was sent to the United States Congress. Now, a company doesn't just create itself. It needs a strong leader. That's where the one and only Romik Hacobian comes into play. For Romik, it's not just about putting a marketing plan together for your company. It's about understanding the company. It's about getting to know you, your vision. And through that connection that he builds, he goes above and beyond. He gives it those extra touches, which makes Romik just that much more special. If you know Romik, he goes that extra mile for all of us. It's his involvement in the community beyond Media City Design that has truly put his company on the map. It's his investment in the region on our local issues that has garnered much love and respect from all of us. When someone like that invests far beyond the scope of work, you know that they'll provide quality service. His passion in elevating this community and creating a better future for all of us is what drew me closer to being his friend. He spends countless hours donating his time and talent to create better opportunities for others. I can attest to that, as he's helped my nonprofit on many occasions with a new website and flyers. And more than that, he never sends me a bill. At one point, I figured maybe I gave him the wrong P.O. box. But he's not looking for you. He's not looking ever for any favors in return. No, he's not looking for you to buy him his favorite dish of ceviche tostadas at Tequila's and on Magnolia Boulevard. No, he doesn't want in return for you to make a donation to one of his favorite charities, Home Again LA. And no. He is not looking for you to go to visit his wife's amazing store, Lucinet Collective, located at 124 East Olive. Well, you'll find some beautiful items, and it's not too late to get something for your mom or your wife there. He has no ulterior motives. He simply has a heart of gold. Now, let's refocus. If you generally are looking for someone to provide great service, call Media City Design. 818-900-5750. Romik, congratulations to you, to Media City Design. Job well done, my friend.
Thank you, everyone. A big thank you to Albert Hernandez. I proudly serve on the Home Again LA board with him, and being his friend and the journey that we've taken together and learning from him and helping the homeless and being so involved in the community, it's been fantastic. But Albert's been one of my inspirations for a while. They say that birds of a feather flock together, and it's true. He never, we're there for each other. He never asked for anything in return, and apparently he's really great at marketing. So I'm going to hire you soon. He's a great PR guy. As I stand here tonight, the weight of gratitude in my heart towards the Burbank Chamber of Commerce is overwhelming. It's not just a recognition of this prestigious award. It is the journey that led me here, the people who believed in me, and the profound impact they've had in my life. In honor of Mother's Day, there's a saying that behind every successful man lies a powerful woman. I grew up surrounded by military men, strong and disciplined, but it was the women who truly shaped my perspective on life. My grandmothers, aunts, and mother's words echo in my mind, remind me to keep moving, to never settle, and to live with unwavering conviction. Tonight, I want to express my deepest appreciation for someone who's a good friend, Jamie Keyser Thomas. The visionary CEO of the Burbank Chamber of Commerce. Several years ago, I had the privilege of lending my skills as a freelancer, collaborating with Jamie to redefine the Chamber's vision. During this time, Jamie recognized my talents and planted the seed that led me to start my path towards being an entrepreneur. She saw my talents, she saw my potential, she challenged it, she encouraged me to dream bigger than I ever thought possible. Jamie, you've had an incredible impact on my life, and I will be forever grateful to you. I love you. So this journey, this roller coaster of triumphs and challenges has given me the opportunity that I can only dream of. I've been blessed to lend my creativity to projects that have left a lasting impact. The privilege of designing artwork for a proclamation that now hangs in City Hall indefinitely, designing menus for world-renowned chefs like Wolfgang Puck and Guy Fieri. And of course, Albert mentioned the presentation that was designed and flown to Washington, D.C. and presented to Congress. And of course, absolutely, where my heart is, I had the honor of collaborating with various nonprofit organizations, breathing new life into their noble causes and contributing to the betterment of their community. My clients are the artists, and Media City Design is just the instrument that brings their creativity to life. But among all the accolades and accomplishments, there is one person who deserves all my dedication tonight, my incredible wife. Lucine Simonian. I told myself not to get emotional. Lucine, you're my rock. Your unwavering support and belief in my dreams have fueled my every step. You arrived in this country with determination and courage, raising our beautiful Angelina as a single mother and fearlessly establishing your own business. You're the embodiment of strength and resilience. I'm trying to make her cry. She never cries at these things. My love, I want you to know that this award is not just mine, it's ours. It symbolizes the love, sacrifice, and the unwavering faith we share. When I look at you, I see the embodiment of all that is good in the world, the power of dreams, the strength of a mother's love, and the resilience of the human spirit. I promised you when we first met, I will never stop working to create the world you dream of, a world filled with love, kindness, and endless possibilities. So tonight, as I accept this award, I want to remind each and every one of you of the profound impact of a strong woman, the immeasurable value of the unwavering support from cherished friends, and the extraordinary opportunities that await for us when we dare to step out of our comfort zone. It's up to us to honor those who have shaped us, nurture the relationships we've built, and use our talents to make a difference in the world. Thank you.
Romik, that was wonderful. Where's the beautiful female recipient of all your praise? Stand up for a minute. Give her a round of applause. Come on up here and get your picture taken with him. Oh, very lovely. And Anthony, come on over. We're going to get a picture. Congratulations, you guys. Now every man in here feels way insecure about their own relationship. That's my impression of a 32 Ford with glass packs. Because right now we're going to honor a group that I just love. I love these guys. The first time I took my sons to see their display at Johnny Carson Park, their heads exploded. They couldn't believe that adults had so much fun with these toys. And to present the award for the heroes of Burbank, the Road Kings, Bob Frutos, a very, very accomplished gentleman, a great city councilman, and a great mayor of Burbank. You've done so much for the community, Bob. Thank you.
You know, this is very scary. You have a former mayor behind a podium and a microphone. Okay, 2 hours and 45 minutes from my speech because I'm kind of feeling like in another career I was doing this. But I'm here to really honor this group. This group here loves Burbank. This group here is born and raised for the most part 80 or 90%. Am I correct, Don? Okay, these folks that I'm going to introduce to you, and I'm going to call their names, they are so committed to our community that because of their love and passion for the automobile. Now, I've been privileged. I don't have one of their classic cars. I've got a 2014 Vet. But they've allowed me to participate with them during the pandemic. Okay, what did they do? They called me up. I was the mayor at the time. Hey, Bob, would you like to join us? We're going to go thank our medical personnel. Their cars were super polished. They're so proud. And we're cruising around Burbank, going not to only to St. Joe's, but to all the fire stations, to the police stations, okay? And then there was 2 kids up in the hillside. And we wanted to make sure they had the best birthday. So imagine, you're a little kid, And here comes these really groovy old classic cars with these guys and dolls and just cruising slowly in their neighborhood for you on your birthday. That happened here in Burbank. And I'm so proud of the Road Kings. I'm so honored to be here. So at first, I'd like to introduce my good friend, Don Barceloni, the club past president and community relations rep. And I didn't call you Bob, I said Don. I'm a little bit slow now, I'm not on council anymore. Karen Carolano, club president. Richard Cohen, vice president. Lorraine Lisa, club secretary. The Road Kings was established back in 1952 by a few guys living in Burbank. One of their original members is still in the club with us tonight, Jimmy Miles. Original. He's not here? Oh, he's sick. I hope he gets better, please. The club was on hiatus for about 20 years when a group of guys headed by, I personally know him as Fast Eddie, Eddie Salvatore, as we call him, brought the club back to life. Without these two men, they wouldn't be here tonight. And a true test, how many times do you go on a Friday night to Bob's Big Boy in our city? Huh? Car hop night, huh? And check out those cars. That has the city of Burbank on bragging rights, because that's community. That's still holding on to what Burbank is about. It's about community, it's connection. And here's what else. Obviously, I proved it. These club members have their family members in the club and are, getting their cars and getting out there. They meet on Saturdays, once a month at Randy's Donuts at 7:30 in the morning. The Road Kings, they participate in so many endless community events, like when we used to have the Burbank on Parade. I had some really nice cars I got to ride. Boy, I miss city council. The unveiling of the Burbank Bridge. Talk about preserving the rich history of Burbank. Let me tell you, I don't know how working with our city manager and the Road Kings, Justin Hess, they put together a tour of across the bridge of classic cars. Talk about the history and preserving it. I was able and privileged the opportunity to ride in the original car when the Burbank Bridge was first built. When, Don?
1962?
1962. And here I am later, 30 years, right? 30 years? Am I memory serves more than that? Riding across as the mayor, doing the ribbon cutting. 60 years now? So 60 years later, some guy named Bob Fruitles, the mayor of the city of Burbank at that time, is in the same classic car, rededicating the bridge. Now that is special. That is really special. Now, so we went through this horrible pandemic, right? I got my thinking cap with the chamber, and I also want to acknowledge Jamie Keyser, but also the executive board that put this together. Because in working with our city manager and the council at that time, here we're coming out of the pandemic. What can we do as a community to bring people out of their homes, start to support our small mom and pop businesses, and really do it Cadillac style? And guess what? The Road Kings stepped up in their beautiful cars and their membership, and we went to visit, do Chow Down, the Burbank Mayor Chow Down event, that we went to several restaurants. And it was because of the Road Kings and their connections within the community, it was such a success. We on the city could not have been as successful without the chamber and the Road Kings. So my heart, as a recovering mayor, wants to say thank you. And some of the other things that they participate that maybe you know, they're kind of like the shy, quiet guys. They really don't like to really market themselves, but I have to market them tonight. Romik, I'm competing against you. I'm marketing them. Relay for Life. They man that booth and raise money for what? Cancer. Let's put an end to that. Give them a round of applause. That takes a lot. They're there every single year. At Old Dark 30, I show up, and there they are. Do you guys remember for 2 years at the Burbank Marriott, we had an actual car auction here? And who participated in that? The Road Kings. And guess what? Because it was in a hotel, they had to push the cars onto the stage. They did it for 2 years. Yeah. I've been talking too much. This is sad. I can't give up the microphone. I used to be the mayor. Oh, my God. Please welcome the Road Kings.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. My name's Don Baldessaroni. No matter what Bob says, you know. That's okay. We had a joke going for a long time about he'd be up on stage and say, "Oh, that's Bob." And then he'd say, "Oh, gee, no, that's Don." Anyway, thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. The chamber is great, but what makes it great is the leadership and also all the members that are in the chamber. Oh, by the way, Fritz, thank you for being master of ceremony, and don't give up your day job. However, I think he already did give up his day job, and he's doing a good job with his other job, which is comedy. So, anyway, a few quick comments. Jimmy Miles would always work on his car, okay, in his driveway at home. Now, Jimmy was one of the original members of the Road Kings that started back in 1952. We had a delivery boy, and his name was Bruce Borsch. Now, this was only 55 years ago, and he would throw the paper, and Jimmy would get it, and Jimmy started talking to him about, hey, want to learn about cars? And, you know, to this day, Bruce is still, well, not only still a member, he's a immediate past president of the Road Kings, okay, for 3 years. So, you know, then unfortunately he couldn't make it tonight, and Jimmy came down ill today. He called me today and he said, I got my car all cleaned up and I just can't make it. So that's unreal. That just goes to show you how far the Road Kings have come all this time. About 15 years ago, the chamber called me up and said, you know, I got a request. A soldier back in the early 50s was coming back from one of the wars. What was it now? The Korean War. And he stopped by Bonneville Salt Flats. And he saw a streamliner, and it was named Miss Burbank. And he wanted to know more about Miss Burbank. Okay, so they said, can you try to find something out about it? So I went over to Jimmy, the next club meeting, and said, hey, do you know anything about Miss Burbank? He said, oh, yeah, I helped put that thing together. You know, so, and that figures, because Jimmy would do things like that. In fact, actually, we were originally a drag racing club all the way until the new generation, which now we try to just show our cars and make money for charity. That's more fun. And, you know, if you want to know more about the Road Kings, we have a real nice display at the Gordon Howard Museum, 1100 Clark Avenue. Not throwing, but I figured if Romik can punch it, I can do it too. And also, we have a car show coming up June 11th at Johnny Carson Park. We expect 200 or 300 cars there. We have a paint truck by Gallopin Ford. We have a Hot Wheels track that kids can come up and play with and everything. It's really neat. Also vendors. But also you can talk to the Jimmy Miles should be there, and also the Paperboy. Okay, so I think you would really like to hear more stories about it. I know we'll have the police and fire truck there, and the police 49 Ford, and the fire truck, the Christie, I think, is coming this year, and then the Historical Society bus is coming. I just really appreciate it. We're in such a esteemed company here with the other honorees. You know, I can't even talk. It's really great. Anyway, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah. Okay.
Stand up. Back up this way. Congratulations, everybody. We're going to get some pictures taken. Come on over here, Bob. How do we do this and angle it so that nobody's left out except Bob? Okay.
Give me the mic again.
Where's Road King Fast Eddie Salvatore? Stand up, Eddie. I worked at NBC with his wife and daughter, Sandy and Kim. I'm guessing Sandy worked there for 30 years. Eddie, am I right about that? Am I right? Yes. Well, I'll tell you what. Your family's legendary at NBC, and I'm happy I finally got a chance to shake your hand and give you a hug and give our best to Kim.
I'm happy to see you, man.
Okay, my friend.
He was the best news guy in town.
You're damn right, Eddie. Thanks, you guys. All right. I'll just tell you while we're clearing out the Road Kings, we don't have a fireworks display, but after our final presentation, you can see these electrical conduits. We're going to turn these all on at the end of the evening, and we're asking you just don't be standing in a puddle of water when we do, because we don't know what's going to happen. What an interesting design, isn't it, with the old electrical thing? Anyway, it's my great pleasure now to introduce Ambassador of the Year presenters, Jamie Kaiser and Vicki Beckett.
Thank you, Fritz.
Yeah, I need one.
Since this portion is about the Chamber Ambassadors, I wanted to take a moment and pay tribute to my dear friend, Jean Lasney. Jean was involved with the Chamber in a variety of different capacities for over 40 years. Her beautiful smile and warm heart have supported countless businesses in Burbank by welcoming them to our city at hundreds of ribbon-cutting celebrations. She has served as a mentor to our business community and has left a mark on our hearts beyond compare. One of Jean's many passions was the American Cancer Society Relay for Life. She raised money, rallied participants, and deeply believed in the cause. You rarely saw her anywhere in the community without her loving husband, Bert, right by her side. Jean, you will be deeply missed, but you will forever remain in our hearts. I believe Jean is looking down on us now and saying something like, don't forget, tonight is about celebration, so let's get back to it, because that's just who she was. The Chamber Ambassador program meant so much to her, and I know she wouldn't want to steal the spotlight from this next incredible honoree. So I'm going to hand it over to last year's Chamber Ambassador of the Year, Vicki Beckett, to present the award.
Thank you. I have the honor of introducing our 2023 Ambassador of the Year, Nathaniel Beaver. Where is he? There you are. Working still, correct? Yes. He's been working all day. Nathaniel joined the Burbank Chamber of Commerce in 2019 with his business Parry-Riposte Films. Nathaniel formed his business production company in 2009, where he serves as producer, director, camera, and editor on various productions. In 2020, Nathaniel became a chamber ambassador and has been an asset to us ever since. He also joined our Burbank Young Professionals in 2021 and has completed many film projects like State of the City, the Ambassador Awards, What's Brewing Burbank, the Excellence Awards, 3 Esta, 5K Beer Run, Halloween Fantastic Mixer, and many other mixers and events. Nathaniel has always been a huge fan of the movies and the process of film production. LA was the obvious choice for him, and the media capital Burbank has been ideal. Nathaniel has worked with many other businesses in Burbank, such as Counterintuity, Farmers Insurance, Providence St. Joseph, American Film Institute, American Heart Association, UCLA, and the American Cancer Society, where he has filmed and edited for the past 3 years for Relay for Life, which Jean was a huge part of that. So thank you for that. And the list can go on with him. His editing accomplishments, aside from within the city of Burbank, are extensive, which has led him to being featured in online articles and interviews on the importance of being behind the scenes in film and the making process. If you have seen any of his work, then you already know how gifted Nathaniel is, and he is just a real pleasure to know. Very hardworking. It is my great pleasure and my honor that I ask you to join me in honoring Nathaniel Beaver as our 2023 Ambassador of the Year.
that introduction, Vicky. That was fantastic. So I'm so thrilled and honored to be here today. I would like to thank the Burbank Chamber, Jamie, Leslie, the ambassadors, the city of Burbank, and all the community members, businesses, family and friends who have and continue to show their support. So in 2019, my girlfriend suggested I join the chamber. And so I went to an open house just to check it out, and I really appreciated how inviting the ambassadors were, how everyone made me feel so comfortable. I felt very welcomed into this community, and I joined the next day. And it was perfect timing to become involved because we were celebrating the 10-year anniversary of my production company, and we had a ribbon cutting at the chamber, which was just fantastic. So I will admit that my main goal for attending the mixers was to increase our business presence and hopefully increase our job opportunities. However, what I was surprised to find out was that I was actually more interested in hearing about the local businesses in my community, what you are doing, who each of you are, than I was about just promoting my company. So what I learned is that I really enjoyed meeting new business owners and hearing about their companies and what was happening just down the street from me in my local community that I might never have known about had I not ventured outside of my little bubble and got away from the editing computer. So yeah, as Vicky said, I became an ambassador in 2020, and I've enjoyed working with this dedicated team to produce the mixers and events. Just as Vicky said, so I should skip all this. Yeah. Ribbon cuttings, events, State of the City, Chamber of Excellence Awards, all that stuff. I don't know, I should just, anyway. But yeah, I believe having a video is a necessary promotional tool for your business, for your event, to share your story with the community, and I think it's really important to capture what you're doing. And Jean was one of the first people that I met at the chamber. And I always enjoyed seeing her at every event. She was such a strong, as you've heard all night, she's such a strong advocate for the American Cancer Society Relay for Life. And yeah, she invited me to produce a highlight video. Vicky, I should have just checked with you before I wrote my little speech here. Yeah. Anyway, I did the videos for 3 years. I worked with Jean's group, True Heart and Soul, and my heart goes out to her family, to Bert, and to all her friends. So the Chamber is here to support Burbank. They're also here to support each of us. And I've certainly felt that from this community. In 2021, my friend Papa Joe Avians passed away from his 6-year battle with cancer. The Chamber family was there for me when we organized his celebration of life. And we held it at the Chamber Burbank boardroom and patio, and it was just beautiful. It was a difficult time, and I will always be grateful, and I will not forget the love that was shown when we really needed it. And so I just wanted to say how thankful I am for this honor. This is just amazing. I have enjoyed serving the Burbank Chamber, the city of Burbank, and I look forward to what the future brings. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Congratulations, Nathaniel. He didn't mention this because he's too private, but he actually cast me in his first industrial film 10 years ago, and I played a man in a film called Nail Fungus is a Gift. And he's so talented. That was a tough shoot, wasn't it? Yes. All right, well, hang on, let's get it, okay. All right, now we got another award. It's the Heart of the City Award. And to present this award, Hema Sanchez. Hema? Oh my God. I forgot how beautiful you are.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Isn't this a beautiful evening? I'm Hema Sanchez, and I'm one of the directors on the Burbank Chamber of Commerce. And I want to welcome you and thank you for being here tonight. This year, the Heart of the City Award recognizes Ross Benson. This individual goes above and beyond to support our community. Ross Benson has lived in Burbank his entire life, and on Monday, He will be 67 years old. He has spent decades capturing images of his beloved Burbank. Ross started his photography career back in 1974 after graduating from John Burroughs High School. At his brother's wedding with a Minolta SRT 101 camera, Ross shot all the wedding pictures. In 1974, a picture Ross took of a brush fire at Travel Town kick-started his photography career when the Daily Review ran the picture on the front page. He started Burbank Neighborhood Radio Watch in the late 70s and 80s with a group of 50 CB radio operators that patrol the city's parks for vandalism. In the 80s, he was an industrial firefighter at the Warner Brothers Studios. He sat on the City of Burbank's July 4th committee in the 80s. He has photographed the White House Oval Office, the White House kitchen, Library of Congress, celebrities' houses, city halls, heads of state, and British royalty. He has been the Burbank Fire Department's official photographer and served 7 chiefs for over 45 years. He has photographed recruit classes, training, graduations, and Fire Service Day. The walls of the fire stations have pictures that Ross has photographed over the years. He has witnessed all the firefighters go through their careers from recruits to engineers and captains to chiefs. He served on the Family Service Agency's Care Walk Committee for 10 years. He worked and served on the Burbank on Parade Planning Committee for 40 years. He serves on the Magnolia Park Merchants Association Board of Directors for the past 6 years. He served as vice president of the Burbank Tournament of Roses Association Board of Directors in the 70s and 80s. He works on the Holiday in the Park event with logistics, communications, setup, and breakdown. Ross is the vice president and co-founder of MyBurbank.com, Burbank's digital news source, and is its chief photographer since its inception 15 years ago. Ross has been the Burbank Chamber of Commerce photographer for close to 50 years, shooting for the yearly State of the City presentation and ribbon-cutting ceremonies. He was a band dad and chief barbecue king for 4 years when his son, Matt, attended Burbank High School. He loves his town, Burbank, with his whole heart, and we love him too. On a personal note, Ross has taken pictures of my family throughout the years, including graduations and funerals, military funerals, and he's done a beautiful job, and I love him from the bottom of my heart. On behalf of the Burbank Chamber of Commerce, I am honored to present Ross Benson with the Heart of the City Award. Please put your hands together in congratulating Ross Benson.
I want to start with a warning. I have found that my kidneys are located behind my eyes. So if I start breaking down here any second, I came prepared with my own Kleenex, but I see that, oh! I told Jamie that, and boy, she did believe me, didn't she? Well, you know, being up here is very, very difficult for me. I'm usually taking pictures. So doing this is a little different. I'm glad there are bright lights because I can't see any of you. But I will say that I've been in this town a long time. Monday will be 67 years. I can I can say that my mother used to tell me I lived on Toluca Park Drive off of Pass before there was a Vons, before there was Dana Drugs, before there were any apartments over there. And when they built the 134 freeway, my mom would used to tell me at 5 o'clock, go play on the freeway. And I will tell you that I got on those big tractors and I had more fun than you would ever believe. I watched this town grow. I remember when Pass Avenue was a 2-lane highway. There was concrete down the middle so the water could drain. You know, I've been around this town for a long time. I have seen anything and everything. As Hema said, many years ago I shot a fire over in Griffith Park, and that picture ran on the front page. I went from one news rack to the next news rack, and it was in all the newspapers, and that kick-started me. I know that Chief Hatch is here, and I believe Chief Mondo is here, and I was told Engine 15 is here. Today was Fire Service Day. I was up at, 7 o'clock. We had a display up at Fire Service Day. And our Burbank Fire Department and our public safety is the best that you'll ever see. I get to see the inside of it. I go out 2, 3 in the morning. You know, people will see me at scenes of crimes and accidents and all sorts of stuff around this town. I fought a little cancer the last couple of months, and I was in a wheelchair for the last 4 to 8 weeks, and I got to thank my doctors from Keck Medical, Dr. Goldwater and his PA Joyce, that I'm up and walking. They knew tonight was a real important night. Besides my son Matt, who I'm so proud of, I have some great friends here. I have a roommate that we've been friends for many years, Craig Durling. My business partner, Craig Sherwood. We feel Burbank deserves its own news source, and we like to put out the news 24 hours a day. Everybody has one of these little devices called the phone, and when there's news breaking at 3 in the morning, we put it out at 3 in the morning. I do. Craig does a day shift, I do the overnight shift. And also, a guest of mine today is Marissa Robinson. I have a high school friend here, Mickey Sullivan, who we went to Burroughs together. She works at the Burbank Leader. Burbank Leader, when it was the Burbank Daily Review, is when I shot pictures. When there was a daily newspaper and you had to have pictures done by 5 o'clock. You know, things have changed. I remember the first time I shot that brush fire, I walked into the Daily Review with a roll of film, and the editor said, "That's a darkroom, go develop it." And I said, "What? Develop it? What do you mean?" You know, that wasn't the days of Polaroid. And I had a friend who literally took me in to show me how to put the film on reels. If any of you are old film people, you know. And I walked out with the wet negatives, and he punched 2 negs. And he said, "Go develop it." And that's how I kick-started. I got kick-started, and I'll tell you, I've been in the White House. I've been in the Oval Office. I have shot celebrities. I've shot the Equestrian Center being built when they used to play polo every Saturday night. I shot more polo games. Still don't know how you ride a horse, hit a ball the size of a grapefruit when somebody's trying to knock you off your horse. And the best picture is getting all that in one shot. I have found my photography, I tell you, it's an art. I've been real fortunate to make great pictures. Photographers make great pictures. These things that we call cell phones, that's not a camera. I know somebody today saw me shooting some pictures with my cell phone, and I hid it away rather quickly. When Jamie told me I can't shoot pictures tonight, this was difficult. Look at all you guys over there. These guys, they are the best. Our Burbank Fire Department. My mother passed away about 1.5 years ago. She was about a block from them. And I'll tell you, when they went to take care of my mother, they would call me. And they would say, "She doesn't need to go to the hospital. She just needs to be put back into bed." 3 in the morning, these guys would put her back into bed. And they would make sure she's okay. And they would call me to make sure I knew what was going on. I want to thank the chamber. This is a real honor. Thank you. Like I said, I've been in this town a long time. When Karen was up here speaking, when we were going through civil unrest a couple years ago, I would drive through her parking lot at 3 in the morning and tell her all the windows are still in place. You know, and I would text her, you know, and she would know that I'd be there. And I've done that for, you know, this is my town. You know, I love this town. I won't go anywhere. I have a son and some gorgeous granddaughters that are going to Burbank schools. And thank you. Thank you all. I got to say, I have a picture of this gentleman, Fritz Coleman. His first week here, the Burbank paper sent me out to shoot a picture of this guy. He was 100 pounds, dripping wet. I got him sitting on the corner of a desk going like this. I still have that picture somewhere around my house. And I'll tell you.
Let me ask you a question. How many photographs of me do you have in your vast base? No, seriously, 1,000 pictures of me. I remember in 1992, I was coming out of Spago with Britney Spears. And there you were, snapping pictures, and that photo became the bane of my existence. But you are one of the loveliest people in your business. You're paparazzi with a soul. We love you, Ross. Hey, look at these guys. Hey, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, the Burbank Fire Department is here tonight. You guys are so awesome. Anybody that lives in a foothill community, or anybody that's been in the news business and gets to watch on monitors what you do, what heroic things you do during fire season, are impossible to describe. But this is an opportunity for all of us to thank you for putting your lives on the line every year. We just appreciate you so much. Thank you. That was awesome, fellas. Thank you so much. Good job. Thank you, fellas. Good job, my friend. Take care of yourself. We wish you well. All right, now we're going to have some fun. Now, for the final celebrations of the evening, we're going to present the Centennial Legacy Tribute to Disney and Warner Brothers. The Walt Disney Company has called Burbank its home since 1940. The company was founded in 1923, and its first offices were located in Los Feliz, but that doesn't count. In the 100 years since the company's founding, Disney has entertained, informed, and inspired audiences around the world through the power of storytelling. Burbank is proud that Disney's story began here and that the company continues to be an active member in our great community. And a personal note to my friend Joan McCarthy, who's going to wrap up this amazing career in a little while, a 40-year career at Disney. I have told her this every time I see her, but it's important that you know this. When I was working at NBC, before I was gently asked to leave the building, I emceed so many events in the city of Burbank, small and large and medium-sized nonprofit events, and there was not one single event within the confines of Burbank that was not underwritten by the Disney company. There is no company that has a greater sense of community outreach and understands the power of community more than the Walt Disney Company. And I just go back and yep. So bless you, my darling. Have a wonderful retirement. Now, if you would, folks, please take a look at this video of the amazing career of the Walt Disney Company.
Open your eyes.
Think of the one place you've always wanted to see.
This is where our magic comes from?
They say if you dream a thing more than once, please, 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 it's sure to come true.
Everything you see exists together in the great circle of life.
There are stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it.
In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. I told you she was tricky.
Life is full of possibilities. What do you want to be remembered for?
The world is in our hands, and we gotta do something with it.
I just want to say a word of thanks to all the artists, the workers, and all of you. The young and the young in heart. You helped make this dream come true.
Now it's my great pleasure to bring up Lisa Pitney, who is Vice President of Government Relations, to present this award and make some remarks on behalf of Disney. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Thank you, Fritz. And a special thank you to the Burbank Chamber for helping to celebrate Disney's 100th anniversary. I am utterly thrilled to be here among friends and colleagues who have called Burbank home, or at least their work home, for so long. Speaking of work home, there are a lot of Disney colleagues that are here tonight and the spouses that support them. We spend a lot of time at work. There is no one I would rather work with. It's a good thing we all like each other, but thank you to all of the Disney colleagues who are here tonight. I also want to congratulate my friend Michael Walbrecht and celebrate Warner Brothers on their incredible milestone. Congratulations. Isn't it exciting that our companies can share this unique tribute in this really special city? All of us at Disney cherish the long-standing relationship that we have with the city leadership, the community, and of course, with all of you. Thank you again for this wonderful recognition. And please enjoy the Disney 100 cookie that we're going to give you as our small way of thanking you for your support. I am delighted to be able to say that the cookie was baked and iced right here in Burbank by Modern Bite. Yes? Proving that all good things do come out of Burbank. So thank you, everybody.
And now here with a special proclamation for the Disney Company, we have Governor Ron DeSantis from Florida. Governor? Oh, I'm so sorry. I was misled. I'm so sorry. You have to admit, an embarrassment of riches in Burbank includes Warner Brothers. 2023 is also Warner Brothers Centennial, celebrating 100 years of creating stories that have become part of people's lives. From Casablanca to Friends, the original Batman movies, to Abbott Elementary, Warner Brothers creates content that entertains the global audience from its studios right here in Burbank. In addition to its award-winning film and TV operations, Warner Brothers is also home to a wildly successful video game company, as well as consumer products, animation, post-production, and studio tours businesses. Warner Brothers prides itself on working with the best storytellers in all media, who are supported by as many as 10,000 colleagues across its Burbank operations. The company values its standing in the community, and it's looking forward to celebrating even more beautiful years in the city of Burbank. Please take a look at this great film about the 100th anniversary of Warner Brothers.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. This is so amazing.
Here's looking at you, kid.
At Warner Brothers, we are storytellers.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me. Who's got you?
It's built into the very foundation of who we are.
What is it? The stuff that dreams are made of.
One studio
Yeah, baby.
and countless stories.
It is our destiny.
That have inspired a century.
And here we go.
The stories we tell have allowed us to fall in love.
Wherever you are in the world, that's where I belong.
They've given us comfort. They've given us strength.
There are 5 billion people on this planet, and you're the perfect mom for me. What are the odds of that?
Together, we've found laughter is the best medicine.
What is Chandler Bing's job?
Oh, he's a trans monster! That's not even a word!
Epic journeys will always be afoot.
I'm going on an adventure!
Fierce battles will always be waged.
This is Sparta!
And true heroes always stand united in the face of adversity.
Can I be like you someday?
You can be anything you want to be.
Every story,
Here's Johnny.
no matter its size,
Release the Kraken!
is worthy of being told.
Did anybody else just get goosebumps?
Are you ready? I'm ready. Ready to fly.
This is only the beginning.
100 years and countless more ahead. Join us in celebrating every story.
Wow. Anybody here watch Turner Classic Movies? They've been celebrating the Warner Brothers 100th, and it's been spectacular. Like last week, it was a week of Jimmy Cagney movies, and they take you through the whole library over there, and they have people coming on talking about the newly preserved films, and it's really been a lot of fun, you guys. I hope you do that again, even when it's not necessarily your 100th. Now, to celebrate with us and to accept this award, Michael Walbrecht, Vice President of Public Affairs.
Thank you, everyone. Great to be here tonight. We're very proud to serve as one of the anchors of the media capital of the world, along with Disney. And we look forward to another 100 years in Burbank. And that's it. You're done.
Now I know how you got your job, being brief. That's good. So how long did you play for the Boston Celtics, Michael?
We'll invite Lisa Pitney back up to the stage and city council members to join us here at the stage for a special moment. And I'm going to hand the mic over to our Vice Mayor, Nick Schultz.
Well, thank you very much, Jamie. I really wasn't planning to speak tonight, but I just wanted to say a couple words to both Disney and Warner Brothers. I hear somebody laughing because they're like, of course he had something to say. No, really, I just want to say what we all know. We are so proud to be the media capital of the world, and we couldn't do that with these two iconic partners in our community, Disney and Warner Brothers. And so I'm just going to borrow a little bit of a line from that last clip that I think was in the Warner Brothers video. To the next 100 years and much, much more. Just know that you are the reason that we're the media capital of the world, and we look forward to not just the next 100 years, but a long, long time to go. A lot of partnership with the city of Burbank. Thank you both. Congratulations on this milestone, really. Oh, and we got this other little small thing to do. Can I get some help from my colleagues here? Every once in a while, we have the honor of presenting the keys to the city. So we're going to get Nikki and maybe Zat, Tamala, somebody?
On behalf of the city of Burbank, it's really an honor and a privilege to present both Disney and Warner Brothers with keys to the city of Burbank. Congratulations. Give it up for them. And congratulations to all of the honorees tonight. Thank you for making Burbank such a special place to live and work.
We have one final simple video that's going to wrap up this amazing evening. Roll it.
Good evening. I'm State Senator Anthony Portantino, and I'm proud to be a Burbank resident and delighted to support the Burbank Chamber of Commerce and the Excellence Awards tonight. In particular, I want to give a shout out to the Small Business of the Year, the Talleyrand Restaurant, which is just up the street from my house, and I love your liver. The Emerging Small Business of the Year, Media City Design, Heroes of Burbank, the Road Kings, the Chamber Ambassador of the Year, Nathaniel Beaver, and the Heart of the City recognition, my good friend Ross Benson. I also want to give a centennial shout out to Warner Discovery and Walt Disney. How about that? A century of entertaining us right here in Burbank. So congratulations, Warner and Disney and all of the great supporters of the Burbank Chamber of Commerce. Have a great night, and thank you for letting me be part of this wonderful celebration.
We just appreciate you so much being here. That's what makes Burbank such a wonderful community, is support for the small and medium-sized businesses. And we really are a great place. All my children were born and raised here. I just love this community so much. And thank you so much for coming.